figured it was time for another project video, and this one's going to be ongoing. This is probably going to take me a couple of years with my time that I have on the side, but this is a LeBlond Regal 13 by 18 lathe. I believe it's 18. I know it's 13 swing. I believe it's 18 long. We got our A-frame here. We hoisted it up out of the back of my truck. I think this thing probably weighs about 1,500 pounds. We just set it here for the time being. Yeah, I haven't got a date on this yet. I'm going to do some more work on it, finding that stuff out. But these are really good lathes, and this is going to be a nice piece of equipment when we go through it. But we're going to have to totally go through this. I got it from a guy who was selling his house and didn't have room to move it to the new house. He was a woodworker, a fine woodworker, but he's got the fever, the old iron fever, and I've had the fever for a long time, and let me tell you, there's no cure for it. So that's why it's covered in sawdust. When he got it, it was good and oily, and it sat in his wood shop, and that's what happens. Sawdust sticks to the oil. But everything on this, I have not cleaned anything. Everything on this machine still works good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with this lathe is go over it and catalog everything we see that's broken or missing from the outside before we take anything apart. Just going to write down everything we think we need, we're going to have to buy or repair. And I can see a few things right off. There's two belt guards, but the one on top here actually goes here. The one under it, the longer one, goes here, but it's the back part. So it looks like we're missing the front part of the main belt guard that goes down to the motor. This thing runs off of 3 V belts, drives it. We got some here so we can kind of know the measurement unless we change motors, which we're probably going to do. Here's the motor. This giant 3-phase motor is only 3/4 horsepower, so I'm considering putting a 220 volt single phase reversible in its place, just so the machine's more versatile. Notice this, somebody has warped this main drive shaft here, so that's going to be an issue. Down here on the quick change gearbox, there's a lever down here. It's got 3 positions. It's broken. We'll have to either repair, make a new lever, or find one of those. Notice this wheel has been welded. As you can see, it'll work for us, but it's a little off center where they welded and repaired that. This machine has a taper attachment on it, but it's missing the long bolt and the piece that attaches here to actually connect it and where to work. It's also missing the little handle that goes here. So yeah, like most old pieces of equipment like this, we're missing a few things. Both doors for the legs are missing. I mean, some of this stuff can and will be an ongoing thing that we hunt for. Like those doors on those legs certainly aren't going to stop us from using this machine. So if we don't have to concentrate on stuff like that to start with. Even stuff like this handle. I mean, just because it's off center, it is working. It's going to work for us. We want to concentrate when we're restoring this machine on the stuff we need. This handle down here, a belt guard, you know, anything we find that's broken or missing that is actually going to need for the functionality of this machine. Once we catalog everything we're missing and the broken and start, you know, putting out our feelers for finding that stuff, we're going to start taking this apart and seeing what's broken inside. This guy did mention he thought there was a broken gear in the headstock, and so we got to get that apart and see what's in there. And I got to figure out how to get this chuck off. I've never owned a LeBlond. It seems like there's a couple different ways LeBlond did this. Some had a long taper, some were screwed on. I believe this one's probably a screwed on chuck because there's no sleeve back here to disengage it if it had a long taper attachment on it. So I'm guessing this is a screwed on chuck. I'd rather it be a long taper, honestly, because a long taper doesn't want to screw off when you go in reverse. But it is what it is. This is going to be a fine piece of equipment. Like I said, this is going to be a long drawn out project, similar to Keith Rucker from Vintage Machinery did a really big version of the LeBlond lathe, a full restoration. So check out his videos, they're great. and he's another one with the old iron fever. So yeah, just keep watching our channel, and we'll be doing updates, probably small stuff. I'll probably be pulling probably do a video on restoring the tailstock, or you know, sandblasting and painting the legs, little stuff like that. Just if you're interested, and this will transfer over if you're doing a different kind of machine. There might be some pointers that help you, and you can leave comments that help me. I've only done a few machines up until now.